4 used SUVs seniors can blindly rely on for life. Every couple of weeks, somebody over 60 walks into my shop, holding a repair bill they never saw coming, and almost every time it's the same story. They spent way too much on a vehicle that was never built to last, or they bought something cheap that fell apart inside a year. They're stuck somewhere in the middle, frustrated, a little embarrassed, wondering how they got it wrong. Here's what nobody tells you. You do not need to spend $25,000 to get an SUV you can trust. You don't even need 10. Today I'm going to show you 4 used SUVs you can buy for under $7,000 that will run for years if you take care of them. These aren't gambles. These are vehicles I've had up on my lift hundreds of times, and I know exactly what they're made of. Stay until number 1, because it's the one I'd put my own mother in without thinking twice. It's everywhere, it's cheap, and there's a reason it has outlasted almost everything else on the road. Quick thing before we start. If you've ever been burned by a car that looked great and drove terrible, tap that like button. It tells me you want the truth, not the sales pitch, and that's all you're getting today. Number 4. The 2008 to 2013 Toyota Highlander. I'm starting with the Highlander because it solves a problem the other 3 on this list don't. Room. Real room. If you've got grandkids to haul around or a spouse who needs the front seat all the way back, or you just want to stop feeling cramped on the highway, this is the one. Last year, a man came into my shop, late 60s, just had his second knee replaced. He told me getting in and out of his old sedan had turned into the worst part of his day. Every single time, he had to drop down into the seat and then fight his way back up. He was tired of it. I pointed him toward a 2010 Highlander I knew about. He looked at me like I'd lost it. "Isn't that too big for me?" he asked. I told him to just go sit in it. He climbed in and I watched his whole face change, because the Highlander doesn't make you drop down, and it doesn't make you climb up. The seat sits right about where your hip already is. You open that wide, tall door and you just slide across. For a man with 2 rebuilt knees, that was everything. The heart of this thing is the 3.5-liter V6, and let me be straight with you. This is one of the best engines Toyota has ever built. I have personally seen these cross 300,000 miles with nothing more than oil changes and regular service. No turbo to blow up, no fancy parts that cost a fortune. Just a simple, strong engine that refuses to quit. Now, a couple of honest things before you buy. These are older now, so check the carpet under the floor mats for any sign of dampness. Toyota had a few with water leaks, and a wet floor leads to rust you can't see. On the test drive, listen for any whine from the front when you turn the wheel all the way. And budget for new struts if the ride feels bouncy, because at this age they're often worn. This is the pick for the senior who wants space and comfort, and plans to keep it for the long haul. If it's just you running errands around town, the next 3 will serve you better and save you a little at the pump. Number 3. The 2009 to 2013 Subaru Forester. Here's something most people never think about until it's too late. As we get older, our necks just don't turn the way they used to. Looking over your shoulder to back out of a parking spot gets harder every year, and that's exactly why I love the Forester for seniors. This thing has windows everywhere, big tall glass and thin little posts between them so you can see in every direction without twisting your body into a knot. Backing out, changing lanes, pulling into a tight garage, you can actually see what's around you. A woman came to me a while back, 71, recently widowed, driving on her own for the first time in 40 years. She told me she'd clipped a pole in a parking garage because she just couldn't see behind her in her old car. She was scared to drive after that. I put her in a 2011 Forester. First thing she said when she sat down was, "Oh, I can see everything." That was the whole sale right there. On top of the visibility, every Forester comes with all-wheel drive standard. If you live somewhere with rain, snow, or ice, that's real peace of mind. The car just grips the road and goes. And the seat height is just about perfect. You slide straight in, no dropping, no climbing. One thing you absolutely have to check on these. The 2.5-liter engine in this generation was known for head gasket trouble. So before you buy, you want proof the head gaskets were already done. Or you want a mechanic to look for any oily residue or coolant leaking where the engine meets the heads. If that work's been handled, this Subaru will run a very long time. If it hasn't, walk away. There are plenty of others out there. This is the choice for anyone who's lost a little confidence behind the wheel, or who deals with bad weather and wants to see the road clearly again. If this is making sense so far, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I put out videos like this every single week, and not one of them is paid for by a dealership. Number 2. the 2007 to 2014 Honda CR-V. Now we're getting to the easy one. If your knees, hips, or back give you trouble in the morning, and let's be honest, whose don't after a certain age, the CR-V might be the most comfortable vehicle on this whole list to get in and out of. Here's why. The seat sits right at hip height, not too low where you fall into it, not too high where you've got to hoist yourself up. You open the door, you sit, and you swing your legs in. That's it. I've had customers tell me it changed how they feel about driving because they stopped dreading the getting in part. A gentleman came in last spring, mid-70s, dealing with a stiff lower back. His daughter wanted him to buy something with a big touchscreen and all the bells and whistles. He didn't want any of that. He just wanted something simple that didn't hurt to drive. I showed him a 2011 CR-V. He sat down, ran his hands over the dash, and there were the buttons. Real knobs for the heat, real buttons for the radio. Nothing to figure out. He turned to me and said, "This is the first car in years that makes sense to me." He bought it that afternoon. Under the hood is Honda's 2.4-liter engine, and it's about as dependable as they come. Regular oil changes and basic care. And these things run past 200,000 miles all the time. Repairs are cheap, parts are everywhere, and just about any shop in the country can work on it. A few things to check. Listen for any rattling sound from the engine when you first start it cold. Some had a timing issue worth looking at. Make sure the air conditioning blows good and cold because the compressors can wear out. And check that all the power windows go up and down without sticking. This is the everyday driver for the senior who wants comfort, simplicity, and a vehicle that just works without any fuss. Light to drive, easy on the body, and proven to last. And number 1, the 2006 to 2012 Toyota RAV4. I know what some of you are thinking. The RAV4 is everywhere. And you're right. But that's exactly the point. It's everywhere because it earned it. When you want the safest bet under $7,000, this is it. Plain and simple. A couple years back, a man came in who just turned 75. He'd driven the same old Camry for 18 years and was finally ready to let it go. He had one rule. He told me he never wanted to think about the car, never wanted to worry about it, just wanted it to start every morning and get him where he's going. I didn't even hesitate. I told him to get the RAV4. He asked me if it was too plain. I told him plain is exactly what you want. Plain is what lasts. Here's what makes the RAV4 so right for us. The doors open wide, and the opening is low, so there's no climbing up and no dropping down. The dashboard is full of real buttons and knobs you can feel without taking your eyes off the road. No squinting at a touchscreen, no menus to dig through, and the windows are tall with thin posts so you can see everything around you, just like the Forester. Now the engine. You can get these with a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder or a 3.5-liter V6, and both are legends. I have seen these run past 250,000 miles. The prior generation, I watched one go over 300,000 right here in my shop. There's no turbo to fail. The timing's done with a chain, so there's no expensive belt to replace, and parts are the cheapest and easiest to find of anything on the road. When you buy one, check the carpet for dampness. Listen for any clicking up front when you turn at low speed, and make sure the dashboard doesn't have cracks if it's been baking in the sun. Small stuff. Nothing that should scare you off a good one. If you want to buy one vehicle, take care of it, and just stop worrying about it for the next 10 years. This is the SUV, hands down. So there you have it. 4 SUVs, all under $7,000, all built to last. The Highlander when you need room, the Forester when you need to see, the CR-V when you want easy and comfortable, and the RAV4 when you just want to stop thinking about your car altogether. Before you buy any of them, do this one thing for me. Get in and out of it 3 or 4 times right there in the lot. Make sure it fits your body, not just your budget. That 5 minutes will tell you more than any sales pitch ever will. If this helped you, or somebody in your family who's about to go car shopping, hit that like button so it reaches more folks who need it. And subscribe, because I make these breakdowns every single week, and I'll never steer you towards something I wouldn't put my own family in. Take care of your SUV, and it'll take care of you. See you in the next one.